Hey everybody, this is Casey Magixwell with the Muse Effect. So this video is going to be a little bit about why we fear astral projection, or why some people fear astral projection. The biggest questions and comments and concerns that I get are around darker entities, sleep paralysis, shadow people, and the things that kind of go bump in the night. And I just want to bring a little bit of light and clarity to that situation to help offer some perspective. So, the reason we have this fear associated with astral projection. The first thing is we have been conditioned out of this balance of body soul oneness. We've been conditioned to be so much more wrapped up in this physical dimension and reality and the stressors of everyday life and the expectations and getting our ducks in a row that we weren't per se conditioned or guided or nurtured to exploring more out of our spiritual body and the spirit realm existence other than a certain type of traditional religions. So outside of this conditioning that we've experienced that has stunted our ability to be more involved in the spirit realm, the biggest concern is that people see darker entities on the other side, or they feel like something is controlling them, or there's this sleep paralysis experience, which I've also experienced myself. And if you want to tune back into my original video about my personal story of astral projection, I'll be sure to post it here towards the end of the video. But with the sleep paralysis experience, it's almost more common that it starts as your soul awakens and has this awareness where it begins to lucid dream. And the awareness of you lucid dreaming is a part of your brain that is waking up faster than the receptors of your physical body being able to catch up and be like, hey, we're awake now that we can move. And in that moment of fear and uncertainty, darker entities and things do take notice of us, and it becomes this kind of fight for sanity, if whether or not we are being controlled or manipulated. As well, we might have projected into a place where we feel that we can't get back into our body, so to speak. And in my other videos where I simply talk about the consciousness projecting itself somewhere, that you always are still in your body. Your soul is still in your body. Your consciousness is very broad, very expansive thing, and you have the ability to control all of that through your own willpower. So when we think about the fears associated with astral projection, when we think about being conditioned a certain way and having this stunted ability, like I said, to exploring and experiencing the fullness of our soul and the spirit realm, the fear is associated with the fact that once we're on the other side, we're seeing what we perceive to be scary things. And I'm not saying that they're not scary, but I am saying that they're always there. We just don't always see them in physical reality, where a lot of people have that uncertainty of pursuing astral projection in the aspect of it being a tool for spiritual growth and awareness because of not wanting to be controlled, manipulated, or have the cord cut to your life force. Some other theories out there that may present actual physical death, or not being able to come back and be mentally stable, or a part of your mind being lost in another dimension. It's important to know that you always need an anchor in this type of work. And the anchor is having something deeply passionate through your own will and love in this reality that you're deeply connected to. The anchor as its own source of energy is your will, is your ability to come back. And I've had experiences with people that have told me stories about getting energy work and astral projecting for the first time and having this out of body type of experience and being afraid because they couldn't get back. And their soul was so excited and they were seeing and feeling all these things, and it became fearful for them, where triggers like, I need to be with my children, I need to be with my loved ones, gave them that will, that power of will to anchor themselves back into this physical reality. So with that in mind, when we think about the fear associated with seeing these things on the other side, it doesn't mean that they're not always there. It's just only a few people that are in tuned or have seen full body apparitions or see shadows or can sense within their third eye through their psychic tubes this connection of these things that are already present. They're more adept to dealing with it on an emotional level, where the fear comes in because it's not something that we commonly see on a regular basis. So these things have this sense of bringing about the uncertainty of pursuing this type of work as a spiritual awakening or for gaining information because of that fear associated with things that can manipulate us from the other side or things that have threatened certain people. I myself, at a very young age, because of this happening to me naturally, experienced a lot of that fear. And it took a lot of work to get in control of it, but it was also work that was important for me, enabling and enhancing my own level of willpower and finding an anchor that works and realizing that I don't have to be in fear. And over a period of time, the evolutional process that took place for me and the work that I did and the energy work that grew within me allowed me to also have the ability to heal darker energies on the other side. And when I act as an energy worker in this time and place, I don't reference myself as a healer for other people, that more I'm a conduit being present to help support other people's healing abilities. But in the spirit realm and other aspects, I act as an acolyte where I am present for darker energies, or not even darker, but negatively perceived entities and energies that in their own way, like some of us experience on a daily basis, feel like we have become lost or confused or uncertain. Some things are much more intelligent, some things are stagnant, and it goes down a huge rabbit hole with being a medium and being able to tap into the different types of spirits that are on the other side. So when doing this work and you come out and you feel this uncertainty, like there is a negative presence or lower vibrational energy or entity around you, remember that you have the power of will to bring yourself back into the present moment at any time, and that it also doesn't have to have control over you if you don't believe that it does, because it's a part of us that we have our own attachments. There's things that are imprinted in the land as we know it, in locations and people, a lot of projections, a lot of different entities that their own level of intelligence, and it's a full range of spectrum going down this tunnel of paranormal experience. And I feel like it's important to just simply state that you have the ability to fully control the experience with faith, with trust, and knowing that there are people on a regular day-to-day basis that see these things with or without astral projection, and that if you are using astral projection as a way to grow, evolve, and become more spiritually aware, then you yourself can become present and facing these things head on, and knowing that they don't have any control over you by using the power of your word, by simply stating things verbally in your mind and out loud at any time with very clear intention that these things do not have control over you, and you see them, you acknowledge them, but you give it love, you give it light, and you move on asking your guides to support you and moving forward to what you are meant to experience and meant to see in a more positive light. So, with that being said, if you have any questions about this at all, please feel free to reach out. I hope this brought a little bit of clarity.